All right, a lot to be said. Let me just get right to it. And this thing is changing daily, so I will do updates, of course. But this is where the situation stands. Essentially, Melissa, who played Sam, spoke out about the war in the Middle East, and Spyglass, the production company that owns Scream as a franchise, it has the legal rights to Scream, decided to say that she will not be coming back for Scream 7, and they accused her of being anti-Semitic, of spreading hate speech. And I looked at Melissa's statements, and I want to be very clear, I don't agree with all the statements. However, I don't see any indication of anti-Semitism. I don't see her as a neo-Nazi, as Adolf Hitler. That is the accusation, and that is why she will not be returning. We can't have Spyglass and Adolf Hitler doing business together. And that is apparently the story. And that is where we stand. And Melissa has made clear she's not anti-Semitic. She just put out her statements asking for peace. Jenna Ortega, and this is more speculation, we don't know this for sure, but she is making clear she will also not return for Scream 7. Though apparently it was an issue with the script, that they did not have the script ready, and she may be declining to return to the franchise. And she has commitments elsewhere for Netflix, and so she's deciding not to return to Scream 7. But it's not really connected to the scandal with Melissa and Spyglass. And what do I think about all this? Well, it's unfortunate, and again, this is going to be very tricky. Again, I try to be honest here, that one of the CEOs of Spyglass, it has a couple CEOs, but one of the CEOs is Jewish. He's not just Jewish, he's from South Africa, under apartheid. So it's very, very suspicious. Now, we're not saying he's a racist. Maybe he fought against apartheid, maybe he's very liberal, but it is optically very suspicious that this guy from South Africa, from a totalitarian system, is acting very authoritarian. That's very, very, very alarming on many levels. Now let's get to Scream, the franchise proper. Is it dead? At this moment, yes. I think even if they rehired her and apologized, it's off for many people. This has really polarized the fandom, and the tentative plan is to rewrite the script and have Nev and some of the older legacy characters come back, and that'll fill in the gap. And putting aside the story problems, that's going to be complete bullshit. Like, that is not set up in Scream 6, and I had my own issues with Scream 6. I think it was a bad movie, but I do think they did good enough stuff to warrant purchasing the DVD, which I have not done, and I will not do anymore, unfortunately. But I think it was good enough that you want to check it out to continue the story. However, given recent events, if you have seen Scream 6, which I did, it's not a great ending, but basically they closed out enough of the story. So those 6 films, it's imperfect, but it's a pretty good story onto itself. It's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street. We can continue the story after the main legacy character has, but we really don't need to. After Wes Craven's New Nightmare, there's no need to go further. We've got a complete story. We even have a meta commentary story at the end, and we're done. We can continue the story with another production company, with other people, with a new actor, a new Freddy, but we don't have to do it. From my perspective as a Scream fan, and I'll be honest, I'm more of a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, I am a hardcore Wes Craven fan, and I think that's my problem. As a Wes Craven fan, I don't think Wes Craven would put up with this. He would be shocked that one of his actresses is being censored. He would be shocked that Neve Campbell is being disrespected. He would be very shocked at all this, and I don't think he would approve of it. And just to close this out, that the new director, Chris Landon, frankly, is acting like a little bitch. I hate being so harsh. I hate using such vocabulary, but he's coming off like a complete coward, like a little girl, and he's not helping. So my confidence in Scream 7 is 0. I just don't want to see any more of the story. I don't care about it, but I will cover it because I do cover these things. But I think for most of the fandom, it's over. Scream 1 to 6, imperfect as it is a pretty good story, and we'll have to move on. Maybe we can return to the franchise under new management without Spyglass, but at this moment, with Spyglass, it's just going to polarize too many people. So the Scream franchise, I think, for at least a huge part of the fandom, has died, and Spyglass could have figured out a more diplomatic way to disagree with Melissa, but instead they polarized the fandom, and they put us all in a really, really awful situation. And I will do more work on this, but it is a fact that there is a lot of ethnic politics, a lot of suspicious politics going on, and I stand with Melissa. Even if you don't like her performance or don't like her as an actress, I think she didn't do anything wrong. If you want to disagree with her, great. If you want to argue against her, that's fine too, but I don't believe in censorship for anyone. I think this is a pretty clear-cut case of censorship, and it's wrong.